What is up, everyone? So last time you saw me, we took apart the E36. About time, right? She gets some attention, finally. And as you guys know, the engine blew up on the dyno, and now it is time to get a full damage report. Now, it wasn't catastrophic. I didn't throw a rod, I didn't get rod knock, nothing really exited the engine except just a bunch of smoke. And if you guys don't remember, check out this clip. Yeah, it looks like a freaking train. It is so bad. And well, my guess is we broke a ring line. It's common. These pistons are designed for 240 horsepower, and well, we put 500 into it. And I've seen it happen on literally stock engines. It just happens. And well, when the piston breaks, it could potentially damage the block pretty dramatically. We have a little bit of room for machining, but not too much. So today we're gonna find out if our block is usable. I could always get another block. It's not a big deal. I don't have to use an S50 block, but I'd like to use what I got if I can. Now it's time to, well, find out if we can. So we got a lot of bolts to remove. So let's start with getting the trans off, seeing what clutch is in it, because I never found out because I never separated it, and get this thing on the engine stand. So it looks like we have a South Bend pressure plate. I don't know what the rating is. There's literally no markings on it. And I think this is Competition's logo right there, Competition clutch disc. Once again with no marking, so I have no idea what the ratings are. It didn't seem to slip, but the car also had no grip to begin with. We'll see. I'll have to hit up the boys down at Action, so we could do. If not, I don't know. But let's drain the oil out of this thing and see if anything ended up inside of it. So there was some good news. We didn't get like any metal in the oil, which is good. That means that there probably isn't any major failure. I'm really hoping that we just kind of cracked the ring line. I'm feeling optimistic. So before we could like split the engine, we have to remove all the accessories. Let's start off by removing all of this with a good old-fashioned top. As you guys have seen many times before, these engines come apart super easy. They're super simple engines, and that's what makes them super awesome. Super. So now it is time for the manifold to come off, and I've been dreading that because there's like 30 bolts that hold this thing on, and every one is a pain in the ass. So wish me luck. All right, finally. Oh, thank God. All right, that took way too freaking long. There's 24 exhaust bolts, and they're all a pain to get to, but whatever, it's off. So let's start to open this thing up, right? We'll get to the cams first. All right, it's off. We're good to go. Everything looks clean, exactly what I want to see. So now let's take all the vanos, all that nonsense, and get the head off. Stole this little tool from Derek because he used to be a BMW nerd, and what it does is it locks the cams so they can't rotate, and I whack a valve on the piston, and then I cry because I need new valves. So this is like a piece of insurance. You should lock out the flywheel too, but I don't have one on, so I'm gonna just cross my fingers on that one. So we're gonna loosen these up. So now we have some movement right here. Do you see it? So inside the vanos right here, there's actually a gear that kind of like rotates in. So when we pull it off, we got to rotate the chain. There's a specialty tool for this that I clearly don't have. When we rotate it, kind of allows it to just slip out. See it? Blast this sucker off. Feeling like this is next. me a zip tie.
They were in this top drawer. Where'd they go?
Alright.
Interesting. Yeah.
Upper tensioner now comes off. Ooh. That would have been very devastating if I wasn't taking the whole bottom end apart. You know, I thought I was missing something, alright? So then we have our secondary tensioner right here. That's tight as shit. All right, so with these things, you could either leave the cams in or take the cams out because you could access all of the head bolt studs what you got with the cams in, which is pretty dope. So I'll pull the cams out eventually, but I'll leave that for future Jimmy. But for now, let's just get the head off.
Man, future Jimmy's gonna have a lot to do.
Oh, that was loose.
That's good.
Nothing was worse than the head stud procedure where it's by angle and not by pounds.
By angle.
So you know how usually it's like 100 foot-pounds or something? Usually
Yeah.
it's like go to 60 and then rotate your bitch 20 degrees.
What?
Yeah, it sucks. It just stresses me out.
That is, I've never heard that before.
That's how BMWs do it. So
What?
like one stud will be like 80, the other will be like 120, and you're just like, come on.
Please use Pythagorean theorem to figure out next bolt.
And here we go. All right, you can drop it. Ooh. Oh, okay. Everything looks sick. So this is how the turbo BMW guys do it, right? So we have a head gasket right here, which is a cut ring gasket. So it actually has these rings right here that do all the sealing. So it actually kind of like cuts itself into the metal. Just super cool, right?
Okay.
Those are your cut rings.
Are those reusable?
I don't believe so. I bet Derek has done it, but I wouldn't want to. So beyond that, it's just a typical like soft gasket style head gasket. And then we have this big mammoth jammer right here, and this is a copper spacer. As you guys know, most NA motors have a higher compression than a turbo motor, so this spaces the head up to give you more cylinder volume, which then lowers the compression and makes things a little bit safer. This is a pretty cool piece. So looking at the pistons real quick, we can see that they're all super clean. There is no signs of failure anywhere, just looking at the tops of them. I'm pretty confident in cylinder 6, so we can kind of rotate the engine now to look at the walls of the cylinder, and that will tell us if we're good to go on stock size pistons or not. This is the moment of truth, part 1.
Moment of truth, part 1.
Survey says there's a lot of oil in that cylinder. You see that?
Oh yeah, right around the walls. Just a ton of
The walls feel mint, which is great. I don't feel any scoring, nothing. This is like fantastic news because this says that the block is more than good enough to reuse, which is fantastic. We shouldn't have to hone it out, go anything bigger. We could use standard size pistons. Save these things for later.
Those are important.
Yeah, reuse them. Why not? Got them. Use them. It looks like a piece of the ring or something broke off. We'll keep digging. Oh, what else do we have in here?
All that other stuff you gotta take.
Oh, what?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, there we go. Here we
it
go. Oh yeah, look at it. This is piston.
It's towards the back. I think you were right.
Front cover. Off. Okay,
Oh, nice.
that was the bolt that we dropped. Ugh. The guide bolt.
It was nowhere near as long as the other one.
Yeah, that would have been the most annoying thing to have to pull out. Guide one. Get this chain in here. Yo, keep the new chain. No, that would be okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
All right, so the oil pump nut is welded. It's just a common thing because they tend to back off. I was hoping the oil pump would kind of lift off the block and give me some room for the chain, but it looks like we might actually have to cut the Cut it off. Boom.
Solid.
Might need a new oil pump.
Oops. What did we learn?
Well, I mean, I'm not mad I welded it.
No, I just mean, what did we learn?
It's like one of those things, it's like, would you rather, you know, have the security, you know, knowing that your oil pump nut isn't gonna back off, which is really common, or just, you know, when this happens. So a lot of guys wire nut them, which is probably like the smart thing to do, but if you're just gonna be quick about it. I have a feeling we're gonna find a couple more chunks of piston.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I see one.
Oh,
Look at it.
yeah.
Look at one just sitting right on the cap. I love that. It's so funny. Ooh, Jesus, it's tight. It's tight in the head studs. All right, let's drop this bad boy. Nah, it shouldn't fall. Okay. Bearings look great, you know? I never knocked, so. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm not. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh man. Well, that's what happens when you put 18 psi on pump gas to a, you know, stock engine. Wow,
You cracked
that
the piston.
broke a ringland and I broke my art. Just look at it. Look at it. It blew it off the piston. So that's what 500 horsepower to the face on pump gas looks like right here. Oh boy. Well, there we go, baby.
It's the JB weld.
You're right. So the block doesn't seem to be damaged, which is really cool. Which is surprising that you know went through the engine and didn't damage the block. So what's nice about this is we see damage, right? Like it's very obvious what happened.
Right.
Nothing was worse is when we took apart Nissan's built engine and it couldn't find anything wrong with it. That's a
slap in the face.
That's a slap in the face, and that doesn't make you feel good, but here we go. This is it. Cylinder 6, just like we thought. Popped the ringland, said, see ya! And yeah, now it's time for some piston rods and
Yeah, a little TLC. This thing will be brand new.
cylinder 5. Let's see how it looks.
The tune was perfect. There's no detonation at all.
Yeah, no signs of detonation, which
The
is really
piston
good.
is perfectly clean. There was just too much cylinder pressure for this cruddy little OEM cast piston.
But now it's time for a bigger and better thing. Cylinder 5. Let's see how it looks. Look at it. It looks brand new.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So, I mean, it makes me happy knowing that this motor was healthy. I mean, it makes me sad because I just blew apart a healthy engine. But it was, you know, it was a happy little engine. Everything looks fantastic. The bearings look brand new. This would have lasted a really long time if my dumbass didn't come around and try and force some boost through it.
Yeah, you remember it always smoked?
Yeah.
That piston could have been bad for a while. And you
I
just
have a feeling that piston it was a little foo-foo.
A little sussy?
A little foo-foo from the beginning.
Oh.
Who needs them?
Nah.
Reuse the bearings, you know?
Yeah. Put a little gear oil on them. You just get a piece of emery cloth. Wipe them off.
Well, survey says everything else looks freaking mint. All right, well, I have a lot of cleaning and organizing to do. Don't want to lose track of any of this. So we got some good news. We found the block is good, which is awesome. We don't really have much room for area here. As you can already see, it's a very, very thin wall block. There's not a lot of room to work with here. And I really don't feel like getting another block. So I don't know what else to say about this.
This is your oil ring?
Part of it.
You found that in the pan?
Yeah, I found a couple of those, yeah.
Dude, she's gonna be a ripper. Honestly, she was a ripper with a hurt piston. So
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But,
I mean, you right. You made 500 on a hurt piston on how much boost?
18, 20 psi-ish.
Yeah, so we'll see what 27 does this
With
time.
ethanol.
With ethanol. Oh, geez. Yeah, so it'll make 600 like the Jay-Z.
So if you guys have any recommendations on a single mass style clutch that can hold up to like 700 horse, let me know.
Don't say eBay.
Yeah. There's gonna be those guys like,
We've seen the eBay and we know people that run them and they work, but
It's a lottery. The eBay clutches is always a
lottery, right? You like
I've seen people run them and be like, yo, I've been running that 250 on clutch for 4 years, 10,000 clutch.
Yeah. And we've had
other
some
people put them in, and it's like, yeah, no, it slipped to the moon on the first pull.
Remember Josh's eBay clutch? It like slipped on startup.
Josh's slipped on startup, and then he brought it to the track and was like, maybe it'll break itself in, and it was just instant.
Yeah, so so it's always, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think Action makes the clutch for this, but maybe I can convince them to add that to the list. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it. I got a lot of cleaning to do. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And B,
Have a freaking great night.